YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here, and I welcome all you citizens of Itza back to the Great Campaign, and it is the next turn where we have gone into the ritual. Lothern is in its final ritual with 8 turns remaining. We're about to really put the screws on them, but the High Elves have called an intervention army, and it's a rather crappy one, to be fair. So they've attacked Itza. Itza is not going to fall to such trash. So, yeah. Here we go. Rip Philindra. So the High Elf intervention is destroyed. For such a large and powerful faction, a little bit strange to see them sending such a weak answer. I'm gonna move forward carefully towards some of my settlements. I know that Chaos is up here. And then we're about to get attacked at the Croc Marsh, sorry, by the Norskins here as well. I figured they might go for Star Tower, but they're not. And then we do have a got a stinking Dark Elf, Black Ark rolling around down here too. We got a lot going on. It is busy right now. So John Hammond needs to kind of get out of the Great Turtle Isles. Is not going to be a helpful position for him. He can heal as he goes. We picked up some skill points because of the High Elf intervention nonsense here. I think I'm going to go to, like, what do we have in this army? I've got some Saurus and some Cold Ones. I guess we could start with either one. Is there anything else we can give this guy? Yeah, there we go. It's not much. We are like out of equipment because we have so many armies. Let's head into, let's go back. Skills. Let's do this one here and make our, well, I mean, Temple Guard are stronger to begin with. Maybe we do Saurus first. We'll see how that works out for me. We've got Arcane Conduit, Chain Lightning. Let's finish off Curse the Midnight Wind. It's one of the most helpful spells we can have in battle. Debuff our opponents pretty significantly. There we go. So we can make some moves now. This army is still recruiting. They're only up to 18 units, though. They can have more. And I'm trying to remember which units I wanted to put in here. I've got a little bit of cavalry. I've got some nice ranged, some infantry crushing capability. I've got some more Temple Guards. We could just fill this thing out with Temple Guards, which probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Drop a couple of Blessed Temple Guards into this army, and then we'll be all done with that one. We need to continue to move forward with Gustav. We probably need to be a little bit careful. We don't want to get jumped by multiple armies. And I was moving Patchy to the Star Tower, but I think we need to head north up into what used to be the Vampire Coast. So, and then we have our armies in position to attack Lothern, and as soon as I attack Lothern, I'm going to call in an intervention army as well. I just didn't want Lothern to be able to like quickly take out my intervention army before I get there to help assist it. See here, we've got a pretty stiff garrison here. Continue the siege. Let's pull up our reinforcing army. We could attack right away. I think I'm going to go ahead and call in, hopefully this is the right timing, I'm going to call in the Desperate Intervention. Where did it place our intervention? Why does it place it right next to one of their armies? That's so frustrating.
Misguided.
It's frustrating because, like, I'm right down here to support it, and you would think it would spawn it, you know, at their capital. I mean, at least it put it next to one of the settlements that counts, but they have a huge army there, and the auto-resolve will probably favor them because it gave me, like, tons of chameleon skinks and no infantry. It's odd. It's just very odd. Like, no caster, no nothing else. Alright, whatever. Intervention army may just be a distraction at best. I feel like I want to take Lothern out of the picture to just ensure that the High Elves can't accomplish what they need to here, though. This is a significant garrison force we're up against. A lot of dragon princes. There's a moon dragon. It's a significant garrison, but I mean, we have a huge number of forces ready to join the fight. So, should be able to take it down. I do think I'm going to actually wait for some towers. Let's continue the siege. We've got time. because they don't finish this thing for 8 turns. We should be good. We have time. Our Scar Veteran levels up. Let's just continue on Scarred Veteran, and which is very appropriate for a Scar Veteran. And let's go ahead. This Rite of Resilience only lasts for 5 turns. I'm going to fire it up on the next turn. Ooh, holy mackerel. Well, the High Elves had another large army nearby, and they've attacked us, so it's a good thing we have such a large force, because we are up against a tremendous number of High Elves, which is weird. Look at this. It's like a Silver Helm spam. Should be interesting, folks. Should be interesting. I'll see you on the battlefield. Folks, we are on the battlefield with Princess Astakar of the High Elves, who is leading essentially a Rohirrim of Ulthuan. So many cavalry are going to be on the battlefield now. The forces are split. Their reinforcements are coming in from the woods. I'll give you a view of that. They're going to be immediately met in these woods by the forces of Itza, led by Gor-Rok and the Shredder of Lustria. And he is indeed going to do some shredding. Some serious shredding. So I've got the elves pinned up in a couple of pockets, or at least all the reinforcements are pinned up, and it will allow me to limit their capabilities greatly. You can see that I'm going to do a Deliverance of Itza right here. So immediately taking out a massive pocket of Phoenix Guard. Now meanwhile, outside of the woods and back on the main battlefield, I am pushing forward the reinforcing army, my Saurus and all of his forces. You can see that my Razor Dawns and cavalry are moving ahead of the pack, as I was fairly convinced that the all-cavalry army was going to make for the back lines of the main fight, but right now the AI is being extremely indecisive in its role here. So you can see that they can't really seem to pick what they're after. So meanwhile, back in the woods, I'm going to pop this up here where you can see it, clear the foliage momentarily. Get down in here and you can see the Shredder of Lustria has reached the archer lines. So the Sisters of Avalorn are suffering. And then everywhere else, I've got the Star Chamber Guardians, the Thunderous One, Croak, just absolutely shredding the elf reinforcements. And as soon as new reinforcements come on the battlefield, they are almost immediately met by my troops. You can see the white line right there, and I'll give you an example. Here comes the reinforcements. So there's their reinforcements coming up. Dragon Princes immediately into the waiting arms of my Star Chamber Guardians. And Croak. Now meanwhile, the all-cavalry army is engaged with my reinforcing forces, but my reinforcements have quite a bit of Temple Guard and plenty of support. So a lot of heavy infantry for just Silver Helms and Illyrian Reavers to try and pull down. I've also got my Chameleon Skinks over here who are supporting this army. They vanguard deployed from Gor-Rok's army. You can see that my 2 Saurians are ripping through Silver Helms. Silver Helms, no match for such things. And what little High Elf infantry supports this army has come in very far behind their cavalry and left most of their cavalry out to dry in an open battle against very heavy infantry that they might be able to damage on the charge, but won't be able to take out in prolonged combat. Plus there's Horned Ones and Cold One Spear Riders mixed into this, so there's definitely some cavalry of my own. And then back in the woods, more and more reinforcements have come on for the High Elves, but it isn't enough to save them. They continue to be completely pinned here in the woods, unable to get their 2 forces together. And there's just nothing here to save the High Elves from an utter trouncing at the hands of highly superior troops and highly superior magic. Not even this Moon Dragon could get things moving. Everything in the woods was routed. And the same out on the plains. Sweet victory. The High Elves took a pretty good smiting there. I can put my second army into an encamp stance where they can replenish. albeit it will probably be slow. We've hurt in the High Elves. We've hurt them badly. Right, the Warband of the Serpent has landed at the Croc Marsh. There's not a lot I can do to stop them. Ah! Except it gave me the victory. So apparently there's a lot. Alright, and here we are. Stolen from the enemy. Ooh, Potion of Toughness. That will be good to have. The rest of the Warband of the Serpent continues to try and land near the Vampire Coast. So I'm going to head north. Wait, I picked up a treasure? Huh? Perform better in battle, I guess. Patchy picked up a treasure somehow? Well, enforcement? I'm confused. I don't even know what happened. Alright, I don't see the Chaos armies to the north of me here. It's a little bit concerning, actually. Still no sign of them. So I don't know where they've gone into hiding at. Maybe they're going another path, trying to get around to Hulatl. I'll cut off that path just in case, because it is one of my key locations. And then the Tomb Kings are sailing yet another large army to fight for Val's Anvil, which is relatively undefended at the moment. However, the High Elves completely abandoned Lothern. I don't know what they were thinking, to be fair. I'm gonna quick save here just in case they try and, like... Yeah, okay, good. Auto-resolve was fair. Sometimes they kill a whole bunch of your units. It's really frustrating. I want to occupy this settlement so that it doesn't lose much of its level. Ooh, we got a Potion of Healing. Alright, we got some good stuff. We can start dishing out to some of our characters. We've taken over the harbor of Lothern. That's gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt if you're a High Elf. I don't need this recruiting. What else do we have available to us? Skink Priest, Salamanders, up to Saurian. This building probably wouldn't hurt to have here. Probably wouldn't be awful. I don't need a Star Chamber. And I don't need this. I do need defenses. So I'm going to start trying to put things together here. I need to come down here and try to head off the Tomb Kings, but I'm a little bit worried to go this alone. I'm gonna head over here, actually, hit an encampment, see if we can speed up the replenishment process. Stimulate growth. See what we get here, see if we can improve this army some. Finish off Sacred Guardian. That'll make our Temple Guard all the more imposing in all these fights. Finish off Scarred Veteran. We could give... I mean, these guys are a little weaker right now. It might be good to give them those potions and stuff. Immune to Psychology. I mean, a Potion of Healing is probably more helpful there. And then his Scar Veteran, let's give him a Potion of Toughness. We can give this skink, like, the... He might need that more than the rest of them. Let's head back, see what else we can give these. Just getting some equipment. Glittering Scales. I like Glittering Scales. That's a nice debuff, and he's going to be up in melee a lot. Okay. Getting some of that equipment divvied out into hands where it can start to make a difference. Rolling Skies might actually be good with dragons and Phoenix potentially rolling around all over us. We really need to keep the pressure on the High Elves and keep hurting them. Some part of me wants to come attack this army here and defeat it. But at the same time, it's not doing any good where it's at, so it kind of wastes some of their funds. This is a problem down here, and I'm kind of hesitant to sling this army off on its own. It's not a particularly strong one, so it leaves me a little bit hesitant to go down that route. I forgot to use my right. We do need to do that on the next turn. I'm going to take care of any buildings that need to be dealt with, and then I'll see you all in the next turn. Alright, Naggarond has restarted their ritual, but they have 20 turns they have to go through, and I somehow doubt that they are particularly powerful. They do have the 3 settlements they need, though, so that could be problematic. I do think we get a chance to try and counter them, I'm going to wait a few turns into this ritual because they'll probably get attacked by others before I call in an intervention army. My intervention army, by the way, spawned right across from a High Elf army at this settlement and was immediately killed. It's really frustrating. I told you all that that would likely be the case. So I'm a little bit frustrated with the way that that works. Like, just spawns my army in a terrible position to where it can be easily auto-resolved out. So wasn't real pleased with the way that that works out, because it could be a lot more damaging if I had any say-so whatsoever in the way that that army was used. The High Elves are pushing me down here. I don't know how much they'll be able to do because it's a pretty damaged army. I can still attack here. Let's get up here to where we can hit the reinforcement. I think we can crush this army of Astakar. Yep. Crush easily. We need to keep the pressure on Lothern. We're going to have to put a tremendous amount of pressure on them, in fact. Because they're a very powerful faction. We need to take away as many settlements as we can. It may hurt their recruiting capability. It may hurt their income. Probably not likely to hurt their income anytime soon. They probably got like 2 million in the bank or something, if they're the AI, despite all of their drunken spending on armies. They are a huge faction. We picked up another potion of toughness there. That's actually really good. So Lothern is building defenses. Our money is in a very solid position. We've started to cut a swath into the High Elves. We need to take Glittering Tower. We need to just start smashing every settlement around here. We've got to give the High Elves a lot to think about, and then make sure that we defend Lothern, because without it, I don't think they'll be able to finish their ritual. We've still got to search out our enemies. I haven't been able to find them yet. Just a little bit odd. Still no sign of our enemies up here. I'm not going to resettle Chakwa. I can see some Skaven this way, so I'll make a move on those Skaven. And then we need to get up here to the Croc Marsh with haste, because it's about to take its second wave. Scarven. Yeah, these units are still damaged. They have not replenished as quickly as the AI would have, or as I would have liked them to. I still haven't used my ritual, but I also don't have a huge battle on the horizon here, and so since it only lasts for 5 turns, I really want to use it at the most opportune moment. I mean, maybe I'm stalling and not doing myself any good, but I feel like that I need to wait. Missile resistance, magic resistance, aura effect. Just keep adding everything we can here to Gor-Rok. And then I think it's just buildings here at this point. I'm not going to bore you all with that, so I will see you on the next turn. Alright, folks. Made it through another turn, and we've got a few interesting things to take care of. We have spotted some more of our enemies. I don't see anybody making a move on Hulatl. No one's come past Itza this direction, so I'm going to actually kind of move this way with the Jurassic Park Rangers. I think it will be safe to resettle Chakwa. I don't know that it's necessary right this minute. I'm going to try and reinforce the Croc Marsh here. I am within reinforcement range. So Croc Marsh is safe. Warband of the Serpent is defeated. And we have some Skaven that just raised this settlement right in front of me because they're stupid. I still haven't spotted where Chaos is at. It's really kind of strange, honestly. I'm going to push forward a little bit with this army. I do want to resettle these things, but I'm trying to keep a sharp eye out for where Chaos is going to be located so that I don't make any dumb moves that gets an army killed. Looks like the High Elves are trying to sail around me, as are the Tomb Kings. They want to get to Lothern or another place and try and hurt me. I think what I may do is go, like, I almost wonder if we should go lie in an ambush stance somewhere and see if we can catch these guys off guard. I'll move back down here enter an ambush stance. Do with both these armies. That way it appears that we've got nothing here. Maybe we can get enemy armies to move in. Almost feel like pulling in their armies and defeating their armies might be as much use as anything. I'm not really worried about this settlement. I'm just going to delete the buildings for some cash. Just to try and be a thorn in their side here. I'm going to need a weapon crafter. I want to have the ability to recruit some key units here in case it's needed, so that we can get a hold of them faster than through global means. And I'd like to get Val's Anvil reinforced, but there's no guarantee that's going to happen. The High Elves called in an intervention on the Dark Elves. I don't know whether that intervention survived the turn end, but there was a war declared, yeah, between the High Elves and the Dark Elf intervention. Deaths, battle reports, deaths in battle, enemies, rank gain, buildings, regional rating. I'm wondering whether I should call in. I mean, we've got someone with the Sword of Cain over here. I have to assume that that's one of the Dark Elf characters, and that's probably where it will spawn my army. But Harganeth, this would be a great spot to spawn the army to interfere. But I'm going to wait. I mean, they're very early in this ritual. I'm going to let it play out, and maybe if the High Elves are able to cause some damage of some sort, it would be a better time for me to call in intervention. I just want to make that intervention as damaging as possible. Alright, just buildings from here on out, so I'll see you all in the next turn. Alright, so the search for the Forces of Chaos continues. I still have not been able to locate them. I guess I'm just going to resettle. It looks like the Monument of Izatal. Sieged here. We can't win because it has a terrible garrison for some reason. Wow, why is it like just even worse than like a standard garrison? I'm gonna head the park rangers up there to put an end to that. I'm gonna go resettle Chakwa with this army, and then we'll resettle here. It's really annoying how they just nuke your settlements, but it's the way it works. I'm going to start heading back down this way with Patchy. And I think we're in pretty good shape here. During the turn end, our ambush stance has worked.
Impossible.
2 armies in a forced march stance have landed, and will be easy picking for us to take out one by one. So we're going to do so with our armies that were in ambush stance, I should say. And by doing this, we should be able to cause a lot of loss and constant disarray for the factions that we're at war with. We need to move up so we can be in a reinforcing position. This Tomb King army will probably run away. Actually, they can't. Never mind. So this becomes an easy auto-resolve here, too. No units lost. And then we're going to do the same thing over here with the High Elf army. I'm probably going to go fight this one, just so I can ensure that I don't lose any single units, so I will see you all on the battlefield. Princess Yasmin and her Sword Master of Hoeth are leading an army of all 9 Chevron units, so these are some grizzled veterans of Ulthuan who have come to defend their homeland. And defend it they must. They're going to be up against one of the largest lizardmen forces that we've seen on the campaign to date. I'll just kind of give you a preview of their army. They have some Silver Helms back here, along with some Illyrian Reavers. And then there's a Frostheart Phoenix ×2, and a Flamespire Phoenix, and then a couple of units of Phoenix Guard, and there are some Sisters of Avalorn and Sword Masters of Hoeth backing up the Sword Master, who is here, as well as the Princess. So some seriously powerful units that are here, but I just want you all to get a feel for the Lizardmen army that they're up against, just to give you the size of it all here. Gor-Rok and his reinforcing army is going to be massive, and I will come back to you once they have marched across the battlefield, ready to engage the High Elf forces. And here we are. The Shredder and the Thunderswan are going to lead the way as usual. No fear on such units at all. And then there's 2 more Saurians. This is a triple Saurian threat here, coming against Princess Yasmin, not to mention the Saurus warrior here, Gor-Rok, being attacked by a Flamespire Phoenix, and that's of little concern to him. In fact, he's just shrugging it off, heading on towards a target that he deems more worthy of his contest, because it's certainly not that. You see that the High Elf infantry and archers immediately engaged by massive units, and then backed up by an absolute horde of infantry flooding in from across the line, left, right, and center. There's just going to be a tremendous battle underway here. See Croak doing what he does best. He's going to throw some protection out here, keep the Thunderous One and the Shredder safe, and then on this flank I'm going to work my more mobile units around. The flank is actually already collapsing, and thanks to a massive deliverance of Itza, the middle of the elf lines takes a brutal hit. And everywhere there are too many forces for Itza. But can there ever be too many, right? And the High Elves find themselves completely and utterly outnumbered, outflanked, better magic on my side, larger beast, and despite their hardened warriors, mine are just superior right now. That's all there is to it. So Phoenix Guard or not, Swordmasters or not, they just cannot stand up to the absolute lizard beating that they're going to take. And their multiple Phoenix units won't be enough to save them either. This is going to be the end. Alright, so the High Elves and the Tomb Kings both take another major L on the scoreboard. And we're picking up different equipment from these epic defeats. I'm going to keep my two armies close together, stay in ambush mode so that they can't see us here, let the replenishment continue, and should be good from there. I'm going to actually start building. This won't last, I'm sure, but something to help with replenishment. I'm sure we'll get attacked from the north, and this, yeah, just won't last. But, you know, we'll take any chances we can here at getting something good. Anyway, this ambush thing should be good. We'll just continue to draw in High Elf and Tomb King armies as they'll be desperate to retake this and help bail them out of the impending ritual failure. So I think we're in pretty good position there. Just have Gor-Rok with some more skill points that we can dish out. He's an absolute tank of a lizard at this point, which is good. That's very lore friendly. Very lore friendly. I think we've like run out of things to even do on Croak. Yeah, we have. So there's nothing I can even do on Croak. I just gotta skip that message. Scar Veteran. Go on to Moonmaker. Priest, Lore of Heavens. Got the Arcane Conduit. Nope, let's get it. Can issue Commandment here. And then the rest of it's just buildings. So I will take care of that and see you on the next turn. Well, Chaos finally showed up. All the way up at Showtech. Well, at least we know where to kill them at. We've made it through yet another turn. It looks like the Dark Elves destroyed the High Elf intervention. Let's see if the High Elf intervention does not look like it had any success. Is this... Are there two Swords of Cain here? Huh? I'm a little bit confused. Looks a little bit crazy. Looks a little bit crazy. Count Noctilus? What the heck's he doing around? I'm going to stay in my ambush stance here. We're in a very good position to kind of just continue to crap all over any High Elf or Tomb King armies that think they're going to come retake Lothern. So I feel like this is a great position for us to be in. I really, yeah, don't know if I want to spend this money up here. I just want the replenishment for the time being. Do want to spend the money on the recruitment potential at Lothern as we may need it. And otherwise, you know, we just need to keep kind of get up here, go avenge Showtech. Gonna move up towards Lax here and do the same thing. Pretty much out of money. It's not something that's been the case for a while, but it's because we've got a lot of buildings to do right now. In fact, I don't even think I have enough money to colonize Chakwa, but I'll push up and keep an eye on it. And then we're going to go ahead and end the turn. Lord Croak, going to skip his skill point. Gonna destroy Skaven here. That we're sieging the Monument of Izatal. The Tomb Kings fell for another one of my ambushes here. What a bunch of idiots. This is fantastic. They just keep throwing away armies here. I'm gonna quick save this in case they try and take away one of my Dread Saurians, but this is an auto-resolver. There we go. Chaos striking at Lenex. Where have these guys been? They just like showed up the last couple turns. Yeah, so Chaos is just being irritating. They're not attacking any settlement that has any significance to the campaign. A little bit disappointing to see what's supposed to be a challenge here. Really just be the AI. I mean, I don't expect the AI to be perfect. I don't want it to be as good as a player, because that would just be downright annoying. Really? I lose a skink in that? What a bunch of baloney. That's some fat crap right there. Some big-time crap. I can't re-recruit that unit locally. How annoying. I do want it back, so I'll just have to do it on the next turn. That's really frustrating. Ooh, Ripperdactyl for a skink. We still can't get any of this stuff up here. This doesn't unlock till 12. Let's give him this Ripper for Taitza. And then Don Hammond should be able to help take these Chaos out on the next turn. We'll resettle everything that belonged to us. Got Immortality. Let's do that rally so I can unlock some of the higher tier stuff. Did we lose a unit here too? We have, so we're going to have to put another... We lost our Skink Chief. Doesn't look like he's coming back either. Must have died in battle and we didn't get him back. That stinks. Let's rebuild some of these settlements. Anyway, I'm just going to take care of the buildings. We'll see you all on another turn end. Alright, made it through another turn. Gonna have to rebuild everything here. That's pretty annoying. That's just what happens on these turn ends. It's like wherever you deploy, they just go where you're not and start raising any settlement that you don't have enough defenses to protect. That's their general strategy, and it's really irritating. I'm gonna go resettle Chotek before someone else does. Just gonna kind of come park Patchy further down here so that he's in a good defensive position should we need him to protect our homelands. Skip that one. The High Elves are bringing an army to try and assail Kalidor's Repose. And then the Tomb Kings look like they might try and land a force here too. Gor-Rok's in a good position to defend Kalidor's Repose. Val's Anvil will at least be getting some better defenses soon. Let's come out of the ambush stance. And I will see you all on the final turn here. Well, it looks like Valmar Trigox. I mean, I got respect for the guy. This was during the turn-in heading into this last one. He just wants to die. I respect that. The Rangers are happy to provide.
The great warding is fed by the geomantic web, which in turn is sustained by the Slann residing in their star chambers. And so the stars were sent closer to the heavens. You must hasten along the road of enlightenment, or be overtaken by the Warmbloods performing their own petty rituals.
Alright, well, you can see the little piles of bones here sailing across from the Southlands, hoping to help out their ally, but it's not going to happen. And then Lothern did not move far enough away, so another of their armies will drop here in a series of crushing defeats that have been dealt to both Khemri and to... actually, I'm not going to ambush here. I'm going to go garrison Lothern, because I'll get the extra garrison units there, which we can use to make sure that we can't get overrun by several units of Tomb Kings while my Gor-Rok force is off elsewhere. So this will allow us to continue to hold Lothern out of the reach of the High Elves, prevent them from completing anything. And folks, we are ready to take on the 4th ritual in the next episode. Nagrand has also lost one of the settlements necessary to their ritual. I haven't yet sent an intervention. I can. Like, if I see that they retake it, I might call it an intervention while that army's weak. You can see, though, that they have the Sword of Cain. And we're going to have to be quite aware of that. It's going to be tricky to go after him. But so far, we're good. 4th ritual in the next episode, and then we'll have a final episode with the Ritual of Alignment. And we should be very close to the end of the Itza campaign. It's been a rather fun one for me, and I hope you all have enjoyed it too. Hey, if you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it. It does me a huge favor if you participate in it anyway. HeirofCarthage signing out for now. I will see you next time.